there. I know that we are in the ATL. I want you to remember that you're listening to one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played this game. All right.
Sorry.
And I also listen. And I also want you to remember that you're listening to one of the greatest people that has ever graced the NFL, class personified. It don't get much better than this man. I bring that up, Drew Brees, because I also have profound respect for your coach. But I don't like something that's been happening with him. I know it's going to stay with y'all, please don't get me wrong. But he doesn't seem to have let it go to the point where you're speaking about it in a press conference just yesterday. And yesterday I actually went on the air, and I want your response to it, because I said, the more attention you bring to what transpired, it's almost like you're delegitimizing Super Bowl 53, because I feel like the coach, he should be saying what you said or let it go, as opposed to acting as if that one play determined the entire outcome. How do you feel about Sean Payton and how he has reacted to the loss in the NFC Championship game?
Well, I can't say I'm aware of everything. I didn't see his press conference the other day. I've spoken to him a time or two since then. Listen, I think we all deal with it in our own way. That was a shock to all of us. We all expected to be here. But again, I think he is a glass half full guy. He is a super positive guy. I think just knowing that we were right there, and such an obvious call that should have been made would have certainly made the difference. I mean, that could have alone made the difference. In my mind, there were other things that were within our control that could have made the difference as well. But that arguably could have certainly put us in this position.
I think y'all got robbed. I think the game should have been won by the Saints. I'm not denying that. I picked y'all to win the game. That's exactly how I feel. But hold on. But I think it's also important to recognize this. There was a first down. That was an incomplete pass to Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
It should have been a running play. Immediately after that, Sean Payton called the timeout. So I'm looking at it from the perspective that even though that play cost y'all, there were things that transpired, as you pointed out, prior to that play that could have been done differently by Sean Payton.
And that's I'm referring to those things that are within our control, the things that you mentioned. Now, I'll tell you, we had a discussion over there on the sideline because it was the 2-minute warning after Ted Ginn caught the long pass, right?
Correct, 2:07.
And we're looking, and the Rams have 2 timeouts. And we do the calculation in our mind where, hey, if we run, then we're going to kick a field goal. We're going to give them the ball back with 55 seconds left. I think the chances are with that offense, they have the opportunity to go down and tie this game. All right. So respect for them, respect for their offense and their capabilities. So we knew that we were going to get all-out pressure. We called a run play with a built-in, get it out to Mike Thomas. Listen, that's a pass I got to complete to him. In my mind. So I'm putting that on me. I'm not putting that on anybody else.
Right.
The next play, we had an opportunity to have a bigger play. We didn't block it correctly. That's on us, right? Then comes the third down. Man, we had a great play. We caught him off guard. Their nickel was out of position. He's scrambling to cover Tommy Lee Lewis out of the backfield. He admitted in the press conference after that he intentionally hit him because that was better than a touchdown.
Right.
Giving up a touchdown, right?
Right.
So, man, that's the chess match within the framework of the game. We had a good third down call, right? And then as a result of that, he knew he had to save the play with the pass interference.
Just so you know, Stephen A. and I both picked the Saints, and I think we both agree that the rule needs to be changed. You need to be able to review that call in that pivotal moment in the last 2 minutes of the game. But I want to move on from the subject, give you a break from it for a moment, and focus on the Super Bowl. You went with New England. Why do you think they'll get it done?
I think they got a giant chip on their shoulder right now. I think they're rolling. I think they're playing well on both sides of the ball. I think that it's the respect that I have on both sides of the ball for those guys. What I know Bill Belichick will try to do to that offense to try to slow them down, and what I think the Patriots have the ability to do, not just scoring, but controlling the game, controlling the clock. They've been running the ball very, very effectively, and they've been very efficient in the passing game too. They got lots of weapons, lots of places that they can spread the ball around to. I think that the Rams' defense has switched from more of an aggressive style defense in the beginning of the season to more of a zone, bend but don't break, conservative style, which I think plays into the hands of the Patriots because they can put together these long drives. They can run the ball effectively. They're gonna complete the short passes. They're gonna sustain drives, and that keeps the high-scoring Rams offense off the field as well.
I want to get back to you because I know you spoke about this, and you know, last year when we spoke at Super Bowl week, you said you were going to take it year to year, and then you decided to come back. This year, it appears as if you didn't hesitate. You will be back next year. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's very, very good news.
Unfinished business.
I need Drew Brees in the NFL, okay? With that being said, do you feel the devastating loss that you suffered against the Minnesota Vikings on a miracle in Minneapolis last year, and then this year, it coming down to that final play, how difficult is it for you to come back after such two devastating losses?
Hey, listen, it's going to take some mental toughness, but I believe we're up for it. I was impressed with what our team was able to do this year coming off of last year, especially with the number of young players that we had. But I think there's a level of maturity that's beyond our years with some of our young players. They continue to improve, their productivity and the way that they've stepped up and really been able to play pivotal roles for us. So I like where we are as a team. I like this window of opportunity that we're entering too. I feel like we have the opportunity to really make a run at it. But it is going to, we are going to have to put this behind us. We are going to have to allow this to make us stronger in some way, right? Turn this into a positive somehow, some way, which, man, it's difficult. Like, it's not easy to do. This is arguably one of the most devastating losses for me in my career. And yet, you know what? I'm going to turn it into a positive.
Yep.
And I think our fans need to embrace it that way as well.